May 30th, 2026. It's overcast, but it's still hot and humid. It's a summertime edition of the Very Terrible Podcast with me, Jason.
And David.
And David's back, everybody. After, you know what the funny part is? I should find the applause button. Nope, that's laughing. That's the applause button. There he is. Dave's back, everybody. Very popular man that Dave is. I've had several requests from people wanting to know, like, we miss Dave. I'm like, am I that bad by myself where I can't do it, Dave? I need you around.
No, you got Lori and Bella. They're the best. I think Lori's episodes do the best.
Lori's episodes hit really hard with the other wives and moms and everybody else. And now I have some people that have wanted to start from the beginning, which is kind of a weird paradox, I guess I'd call it. So I have a friend that I do some work things with. She says she takes her grandkids on walks and she listens to podcasts. She has then selected ours and she starts listening, but she started from the beginning.
Oh.
And I think Bella was what, 5? So, you know, it's fun because she's like, well, Bella said this. I'm like, when did Bella say that? But it's been awesome to have people actually show up, give a crap, and like want to listen, and they're paying attention and they're interacting. And it's like they notice. They notice when I'm by myself. They notice when you're not there. They notice when Lori comes on. And they really like take to some of the stuff. And like you just mentioned, the housewives and moms, when Lori gets on and talks about raising teenagers and doing like, you know, everyday activities, home runs.
Yeah, shopping.
Yeah, and it is. And it's, I mean, even simple things where I think the only one that was a swing and a miss was she did what about insulated. She was talking about her insulated cups. And everyone's like, what is the point of that? Like, I know, well, we're trying to get the insulated cup people to notice us, to want to be sponsors of the show. And that's what we're doing. We're throwing a little softball out there.
Oh, like the Stanley Cups?
Yeah, it was, but it wasn't Stanley. It was a different brand. And I don't know about you, but like in your house, do you have one cabinet that you open up and it's like 45 cups?
Yes. Yes.
It's insane. It's every year we have to buy a new cup. I'm like, why? There's plenty up there. No, there has to be a new cup.
What drives me
cup is
batshit crazy is the coffee mugs. Neither one of us drink coffee, but we have, you know, she's a teacher, so she every year gets, you know, number one teacher, or, you know, somebody's like, here's, you know, a coffee mug that says something about bourbon, and it's a Christmas gift, and you're like, this person might come to my house and open the cabinet and see if it's there.
They're gonna look. Do you think people check? Like,
if you
were to give me a mug, and you came over, would you go looking for that mug?
Personally, no. I wouldn't give a fuck.
I don't think I would
set it on fire.
Or now it makes me think is if Ashley's walking down the hall and she has a number one teacher mug and another teacher has one that says number one teacher, do they have to fight?
I don't know.
Like, who's going to be the actual number one teacher?
But what does drive me crazy, one time I used to make this apple pie moonshine that I would like make homemade and give it to people as gifts. And then I would go over to their house like 2 years later and it's sitting on top of their fridge unopened. And I'm like, well, I guess I did that for nothing.
But it's the act of giving the gift, right?
What's best is when they say, oh, it was amazing. And then you go over there and they never opened it. And you're like, you just lied.
Straight liars.
You liars. You break my heart.
That is awesome. Yeah, and I think you and I have talked about it before, like Lori and I definitely did a whole episode on it, getting gifts versus giving gifts and all that. And I am uncomfortable getting gifts.
Same.
I don't like it.
Now that I can buy whatever I need almost, like within reason, other than like a Lamborghini, you know, you don't really want too much. And you're like, now you're to the point where like I'm running out of space in my house and I don't want stuff taking up space and I don't want to take the time to get rid of your gift or re-gift it.
Oh, I've been caught on that before too. I accidentally, the Christmas candle is the ultimate re-gift item, right? Because I don't know, and especially with the housewives that they re-gift Christmas candles all the time. And we had one where like the neighbor lady comes over and she's since passed, so we can talk about her all we want. So she brought us some whatever she found in her attic gift, and we're like, oh, we should probably get her something back. Oh, hey, whatever Christmas candle. I just put it in the bag and sent it over. And Lori's like, did you remember to take the old to from tag off it? And we didn't. So
Whoops.
It says like, to Lori from Stephanie, and it went over to somebody named Janet.
Oof.
I'm like, yeah, that was rough. But I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, you technically pulled trash out of your attic and gave it to me as a gift. I'd rather not. I'd rather not have any gift at all, to be honest with you.
Yeah, on that candle front, we have a whole closet that's nothing but candles, and we rarely burn candles. And I'm like, at this rate, well, we're gonna have candles till we die. But I guess
I'm the candle Nazi around the house, right? So candles, the girls love candles. I don't like anything that smells funny. And then when you change your air conditioning filter, take a look when you burn candles, because like I'll pull mine off, and it's at the most it's every month. I mean, I usually do it every couple of weeks. So I'll pull it out, and we buy the little cheapy, level 5 throwaway air filters. But I can tell when they burn candles because they're sooty and black. And I'm like, all right, look, I go, this is what you're burning around the rest of the house. I mean, you're breathing that crap in. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's bad for indoor air quality.
Yeah. And then obviously I'm down here, you have to be a worshiper of the air conditioning gods, because you don't want to lose your air conditioner over something stupid. That's why I'm constantly vacuuming the drain and keeping the drains clean and changing air filters, all that.
Yeah, I wait till I walk in the garage and step in water, and then I'm like, oh, I guess my AC's overflowing. And then it's usually like 9 o'clock at night, and I'm busting out the shop vac to go outside to suck a dead snake out of the drain.
Oh,
that's turned into, death mush.
Every time I mow the grass, I vacuum the lawn. And it's become part of the routine. It doesn't make it any more work anymore. I don't even think about it. It's just you go around, you cut the grass, you weed trim, you blow everything off, and then when you're done, you take the shop vac, you vacuum out the drain, and that's it. And then every year I pay to have whether or not it's a scam, but either way, I pay them every year to come out, and they'll clean the coils, which is a very half-assed job. But they put those little tabs inside on the pan.
Yep, I have those.
I love those things.
I just throw them down after mine clogs, I'll say. After mine, I wait till mine clogs and I clean it out, and then I drop a few tabs down there to prolong it from clogging the next time.
Yeah, and then I'm wondering what's in the tabs, because from what I understand, those coils are pretty sensitive. Like, you can put vinegar down the drains, not a problem, and have vinegar sediment around them or whatever it is. But like if you did it with bleach, apparently bleach eats away at the metal of the coils.
Yeah, bleach is corrosive.
Yeah, so that's not a good idea.
Yeah, bleach is sodium hypochlorite.
I'm a big fan of bleach, though. Like when it comes to our drains in the house for the water, I will actually, what is it? The overflow drain, I guess it's called, in a sink. There's that little hole that's at the top.
Yeah,
like for whatever reason, ours are always skunky. So I'll take bleach, I'll put them down the overfill drain, down the regular drain, and I let it sit for a few minutes. I scrub we have the little spring-loaded, what are they? Stoppers. And then you can unscrew that, pull it out. It's always full of hair and black mold and makeup. So I clean it's not my hair. So, but yeah, I'll clean those out, and I'll bleach down the drains, and then it smells amazing for like a week or two until it starts all over again.
Yeah, I do the same thing at times, but I got to be careful because I'm on septic, and you're not supposed to put bleach down a septic because it kills all the good bacteria that's supposed to break down all the,
Yeah, I think there's something you add to your tank or something, isn't there?
That's a scam. There's Red X, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I talked to my septic guy, and he's like, do you think there's not enough bacteria in your shit? And I was like, valid point.
Well, I don't know if it's good or bad. I didn't taste it.
Yeah.
You double down on the stupid.
He's like,
just put my finger in it.
He's like, just don't put, strong chemicals down your drain. And he said, don't put, like grease or fat down your drain because that clogs up all the drain pipes and all that good stuff. So.
Yeah. Is your town on a schedule to get all your water pipes put in, like to be on city water?
It's on a long-term plan, but there's nothing set in stone. Currently, they're doing water pipes over kind of in the neighborhood where you used to live, I believe. Or were you on city water back in the day?
I was on city water when I got there, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're teeing off and expanding that area, the areas that don't have water. It'll probably be 10, 15 years before we get water over here.
Yeah, it's expensive. I mean, I'm down here in the city of Cape Coral now, and it's $40,000 to hook up to the system, and then you got to pay for the bill. Like it's not like, oh, you get credit. It's $40,000 your assessment that they give you to then go in and then have it hooked up to your house.
That's insanity.
It's ridiculous. I don't understand how. And then, so I've been on the city water the whole time. My bill doesn't go down. You think there's only so many water plants. You think more people are paying into the bill that would go down. It doesn't. So.
Yeah, there's inflation.
Yeah, very much so. Very, very much so. But it has been a hot minute since we've seen each other between work and technical difficulties. You sound great today.
Thanks. We are working on. We've got a new camera, got a new mic. I think these are new headphones. I don't know. It's been so long since I did the show, but it's my triumphant return.
It is. He's back
from my little mental health break we had.
We all need it.
Yep,
we all need it. I mean, that's even with me. I was gone for a week or two last week. Nobody noticed because nobody pays that much attention. But I was the same way. I got to a whole huge roadblock and I just stopped for like a week.
Yeah. Yep, and I appreciate all the help that you provided during my little hiatus. So
absolutely, this is what we do.
Yeah.
If people don't realize it that watch the show, you and I have known each other for 20 years now.
Yeah, it's been nearly my entire adult life because I met you before I turned 18. So
yeah, and it seems like just yesterday.
Yes, it does. And since I've been gone, you turned into a published author.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can do. When you click enough buttons on a keyboard, sometimes things happen. And as I've shared on different episodes, and I've definitely shared with you a lot over the years, is that as I get older, it's now time to get ready to retire. And as much as we've talked about it and as much as we planned for it, it's now about time. And it is absolutely nerve-wracking. So I decided to sit down. I mean, it's been a couple years and start to write like the chronological like methodology of what it is that we did as managers and leaders and those core values that we can pass on to the next generation. And it turns into a book, an actual like, oh God, there's actual pages and words on pages. Like when I went and got my college degree because someone else paid for it, it was hard for me to write a term paper of 3 or 4 pages. And this thing turned out to be 80 pages. And it's basically the trimmed up stories and lessons that you and I definitely shared at Winn-Dixie stores. I took into BJ's Wholesale Club and then down to the fire department thereafter. But it's been this is exercise for me has been, I think, pretty healthy. It's been a way to say, you know what, now I'm going to leave. I leave everywhere better than I feel like I left everywhere better than I found it. And now there's going to be something left behind that says, wait, what would a spinner have thought? And then you can go ahead and do that. And I didn't do it to make money. That was one of the biggest things that's a big misconception. It's like, oh, you're doing it to sell. I don't care I just picked the lowest price I could pick. Amazon gets on there. Amazon makes all the money. So for the people that were so kind and went out and bought the book, and I mean, I appreciate it. But Amazon is definitely keeping 72% of all of it.
I think the price went down.
I did. I actually lowered it. You have both the ebook and you have the paperback. And I am a big fan of like a tangible book. And like, I'm not comfortable as much because I'm old, but I'm not comfortable with the ebooks. So I don't know. I think I made the ebook $12.99 and I made the paperback $9.99. And then Amazon came in and went, yeah, we're not doing this. Everything's $9.99. I'm like, okay, sure. I don't know.
I bought the expensive version.
Oh, thank you, Dave.
Just to show support.
Whoa, I appreciate
my camera's glitching.
Oh, your camera's glitching. Oh, and Dave is offline. So we're just gonna we just keep the show going. And you're back.
Yeah, that was weird.
Actual recording is higher quality, so you're showing up grainy a little bit, but that's okay. And I think did it switch the microphone back?
Did it?
It sounds more like echoey again. Like it's not on your...
Still sounds the same on my end.
Okay. It's working. Let it work. It's fine. All right. It's fine.
F it. We'll do it live.
That's what it is. And, it was funny is that you and I have talked about it, and you had mentioned, like, there needs to be a part 2 or a director's... What'd you call it? A director's cut?
Of your book?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I read your book, I was like, this book could have been a lot longer because there was a lot of tea, and I think that's what the kids or the girls.
That's what they're calling it. Yeah. Who's got the tea?
Because there was a lot of juicy stories that you left out.
I really did try to leave out a lot of the story. I tried to leave out as many names as I could. I tried to leave out as many of the dirty, bad stories that I could, and just try to push forth the core values and lessons behind it as my goal for putting the first book out. And you're right, you could go into a whole second one, but at some point you don't want to make it a smear campaign, or God forbid that there's somebody that actually has an important job now that we used to work with, and then I bring out a story of underage drinking and other debauchery, and then all of a sudden they're out of a job. Like, you wouldn't want that.
I would.
Let's see. So I got this little pop-up on my screen. It says, Dave's recording will continue on a new track. Started a new recording for Dave due to a change in their devices.
Huh. Let me check.
It's all right. We're just going to let it go. I think it'll be fine. This is how we learn.
That's weird that it was working fine and I didn't touch anything.
Well, you know what? Did you not touch anything the entire time? Because here's what I have to do on my end. Because it's on a laptop, like yours is on a laptop, I have to move the mouse every once in a while. Because if I don't, the screen will go black and things will reset, and that might have been what happened.
I kept the keep the mic, or the laptop 5 feet away now, so our tens of fans don't have to hear my laptop humming away. Because I got the hate mail.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, that book, it could have been, a lot longer. It could have been a lot juicier. But I understand what it was more of like an educational book, but I'm like, this could have been an off-the-rails book.
I wonder what the statute of limitations is for some of these stories, too, because for all the things we got into, I'm like, you don't want the sheriff's office knocking on your door and going, hey, real quick, you printed this and you did this, so you have to come with us.
Yeah. Just say it's fictional.
Yeah, there's some fictional characters, hypothetically. But, at the time, you think about it in the timeline, there was, we went through, just going to work every day, and you guys were teenagers, and I wasn't much beyond a teenager. I was low 20s, very low 20s. And then, there are points where I think it was, we had hurricanes and we had everything else, and there were just, every night there was just a party at my place. And that was the thing, is we worked our tails off. We did great quality work. And then afterwards, it was just full-on party mode, video games and beers until it was time for everybody to go back to school, I guess, in the morning. It was pretty bad. Yeah,
there was times where we were working, playing video games, then going to school, then going back to work.
Yeah, we just didn't stop. And at that, at this age, we couldn't do it anymore. We're very tired.
Yeah, now I'm like, if it's 10:30, I gotta go to bed.
10:30, you're the man. I can't even do that. If I'm at work, I'm at 8:30. I'm looking at my watch going, no, I'm good. And even around here, 9:30 at the most. Yeah.
Yeah, if I went to bed at 9:30, I'd be up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Well, that's what's happening now. So, and I don't know, do you need an alarm clock to get up?
No.
Me either. It's like paranoia. It just gets you out of bed. And every day I get out of bed a little earlier. My body's like, nope, we got to keep making it. And now it's 4:15. I'm staring at the ceiling like, this sucks.
Yeah, I woke up this morning at 3:30 and I was like, oh no. I went back to bed, but I was like, this is not happening.
No.
I'm not getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
It is not healthy whatsoever. And I'm sure there's some detrimental side effects we haven't quite figured out yet. But yeah, at some point, and this is what old people do, right? Old people get up at 4 o'clock and they go have their Denny's breakfast or whatever they do. But yeah, and then so then you got work activities. My work and your work's on a pretty big schedule, but now, I've already been participating in conferences. You now participate in conferences. How does that work, right? Because conferences, let's be honest, conferences are parties. They're parties that professionals go to where they drink and sometimes talk about work.
I discovered that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've known that for a while.
And that's social. If you guys haven't caught on, socializing is not my forte, but I'm getting better at it. I just recently went to a work conference in Orlando, and every night it's over at midnight, and then you got to be back into the conference room at 7:30 in the morning to have breakfast. And
that second and third day hurts so much.
And I know some people go I see them going hard. They're like, I'm in Orlando, I'm not at work, I'm on vacation, I'm partying.
Yeah, my wife and family are gone. Get out of my way. That's what they do.
Yeah, we went to Orlando to that Rosin Shingle Creek.
Yeah, Rosen. Yeah. Rosen Shingle Creek is
Shingle.
beautiful. If you play golf, there's a hell of a golf course that goes with it.
Yeah, I'm not a big golf. I'm afraid that I would do more damage to their golf course than I would get out of pleasure of actual playing the game. Mm-hmm. I'm more of a let's go to the driving range and just swing for the fences.
Big fan of Topgolf. Yeah,
yep.
Big fan of Topgolf.
I like Topgolf. It's a little expensive, but
at conferences you get someone else to take you. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, last conference that not this conference that I just went to, but the event that I spoke at for the Adjuster Symposium, that was at a Topgolf. So,
nice.
Yeah, I got to do that for free. You know,
nice. And now I look at you. I mean, you're not just participating; you're providing, right? So you're an actual speaker now. Like people are coming to listen to you.
Yeah, that at that event I was doing. It was because at that one it was licensed adjusters in the state of Florida, and I did a 1 hour continuing education. So they get some information, they come to an event, and then they get 1 hour of continuing education to, it's not entertainment per se. I'm not the keynote speaker, but that was the shitty part is I had to go after, I think it's
professional.
Damian Friedman, who's like a special operations warrior. Super intense, great speaker. And they're like, here's the mic, follow that guy. And I'm like,
I've seen more war movies as well.
Yeah. One time I watched Saving Private Ryan and I had nightmares for 3 weeks.
We're the samesies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is hard. Like, you don't want to follow somebody amazing.
But actually, he spoke at 2 of our events, and he's a really good speaker. Yeah, the last event was not one that I had to speak at, which was nice. So it was just, networking and sales, trying to get connections with people and try to drive more business to our company. And it was actually a lot of fun. We got to go to Universal Studios one night, and we got to go in one of the back entrances and go into a sound studio where they had the award ceremony when they had probably twice as many people inside the sound studio that they probably were allowed by the fire department. And then we, when that was over, we went over to Universal Studios and went to the Harry Potter section for a couple hours after the park had been closed, and there was nobody in there, free unlimited food, drinks, whatever you want.
Isn't that nice? I've only done that once, and it was an absolutely amazing experience because, like you were saying, there's no one else but you. There's no lines. There's no nothing. And everything else is usually now. Did they have we had like little tables of food set up along the way, and they just constantly feed you.
Yeah, there was like the table of butterbeer and the hors d'oeuvres and the food and the snacks. And I was thinking, our marketing team that goes to these conferences at least a couple times a month. I'm like, how are they not 400 pounds? Because they're just on all these conferences, they're shoving food down your gullet at every opportunity, and it's the most calorically dense food on the planet.
It's so bad for you.
As somebody who has lost 115 pounds in the past 2 years, it's I'm an inner fat ass. So
you can see it coming from a mile away.
Oh yeah, the last day they're like, "Oh, we've got a ice cream sundae buffet."
Oh.
And there's literally like people scooping ice cream for you, and you could make a hot fudge sundae, a banana split, root beer floats. They had like everything you could ever imagine. That's the nicest of the nice.
And they write all that off.
Oh yeah,
they're writing it all off. They're not paying for a damn thing. That's beautiful. You know what I always thought it was interesting to me was when you meet those people that like live that lifestyle. How do they remember all the names and backstories of all the people they meet? Because you're going to go back in a year or two. They're like, Dave, how's Ashley doing? How's this? How's that? And they're going to remember all these. And like, I can barely remember people's names I work with at this point. I don't know how they do it.
That job is pure relationship building, and doing that. That's a skill, is memorizing people's names, their backgrounds, making connections and being personable to those folks. And like, I went full spinner mode and took notes, created an after action report. And my boss is like, we've never gotten a report like this from even our marketing staff.
That's excellent.
And I'm like, that's what I'm trying to do. And I save it now, I'm the AI geek at work. So
yeah.
I took this report of everybody that I spoke to, every vendor that I talked to, what the topics were, and I saved it in this document. So if I ever go again, I can just use AI to say, who do I need to speak to? Those questions you just asked.
Yeah.
Who do I need to talk to? What's the topics that's important to them? Mm-hmm. And how do I resonate with this person to continue to cultivate a relationship?
I think it's fair to say it's not a question of if, it's a question of when, because once you're in that circle, they put you on that roster every single time because you're the easy button now. Hey, Dave's going to speak about whatever your topic was, and he's going to speak about it every time, and that's going to be our 2:30 block every time on a Tuesday. He's our guy. And that's probably what's going to happen.
I really enjoy traveling now, like, in doing events like this, but the problem is, like, the works, because I still have a job. That's not my actual job at my work. Right. Is, then the work backs up. So at some point, does the value of that become more than the value of what I'm doing, and then that becomes a job?
That's true too. Yeah, it's enjoying anything. Well, like just this is like this here, right? Like I love doing this, what we're doing right now. But all of a sudden, if I had to do it Monday through Friday, like would I like it as much? It's fair to say I might not. That's the thing too, and that's where I look at it too. Like when I go up to my annual conference coming up in a month, I kind of like looking and go, I'm going to have conversations with these people. Like, hey, I'm going to be retired here in another year. What do you want? Do you need any help with anything? Maybe I could be somebody that would be like that, or travel around and get on stage and bullshit and make up something that fills a half an hour for somebody's agenda. I mean, because at the end of it too is, honest to goodness, I got to speak at one conference, and literally my topic was, what do pension trustees do that they aren't asked to do but they should do? And I went on for 45 minutes. I could have made it an hour and a half, and they loved it. And I'm like, now they want to make me part of this the welcoming committee and the orientation for the new people that come on. And I'm like, it literally didn't do anything special. I didn't. I showed up and I filled a little hole for them, and now they want me to fill that hole every time.
That's because most people, including myself, are not comfortable public speaking, and that public speaking is like a bigger fear than death for some people. Yeah. Like they worry about it more than dying. If you ask them to get up in front of people and actually grab a microphone and talk, because they're afraid that they're going to be perceived in a negative light somehow. So,
yeah, I could see that. I mean, for me, it's the opposite. For me, it's like fuel. Like I absolutely love it. Even I sit there and I think about what you and I are doing right now. It's going out into the internet where anybody and everybody could watch it. Public speaking, I absolutely sit there. You give me a hot mic and a hostage audience, I am your guy. And I'll sit there and, it won't be very good, but by God, I'm going to have a good time. I don't care what you guys do.
I'm pretty good at it. I wouldn't say that, like, I enjoy it. Like, I'm more of an operations guy, a systems guy, a solutions guy. But I'm just, as an employee, I'm a guy where they say, we need somebody to speak. There's nobody else. Will you do it? And I'm like, well, if nobody else will do it, then I'll do it. But don't bitch if it sucks. And usually they're like, oh, you're pretty good at this. You should do this more often. And I'm like, son of a biscuit.
Yeah, look at you. You tripped. You fell forward is what you did. You tripped and you fell forward.
Yep. You're falling up.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, too. Oh, my goodness. I said, and then we haven't seen each other for a while. The death pool came to a screeching halt. I have no idea. Everyone apparently all of a sudden is very healthy.
It was. We had a lot of deaths at the beginning of the year. Yeah, the first
4
month
of
or
them
two,
right off the bat, and then all of a sudden, just crickets. And I mean, I have a person on my list that's 106 years old, and still
106,
and she is still clicking. I'm like,
I'm not sure I want to live that long.
No, I think everything would hurt, and you don't poop right. I think that's my opinion of 106, but I don't know if I'm going to make it that far, to be honest with you. So
I'm confident. I'm you can bet the bank I'm not making it that long. I've already did enough damage to nix that goal off.
Hey, going back to your conference, you won an award.
Oh, well, with my mental health break, our company was acquired by a private equity firm. I was a little mentally tripped out by it. The fear of the unknown and not knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah,
and,
if you get a paycheck next week.
If you're going to get a paycheck, if they're going to replace you, because they had already had a similar company that they had purchased before us. So I'm like, maybe they already have a David, and they don't need me. Not that, and the crazy thing is there's not a lot of, and this isn't bragging, but there's not a lot of people that have the credentials that I have or the experience that I have. So at the end of the day, I could have a job. I have job offers all the time. I could have a job, within a week if I wanted a paycheck. But I was just, I have invested so much time, energy, and effort into building the current company that I work for that I feel pride and, I didn't want to let that there. I didn't want there to be an opportunity for me to not be a part of that anymore. Because I still think there's a lot of room to grow and build our company and do a lot of cool things. So, the fear of the unknown and to be honest, it's been great. There hasn't been any issues. Everything they said that they're going to do, they've done. So, so far,
that's really good. Yeah.
No bubbles, no troubles. But in the midst of my mental gymnastics that I was doing in my own brain, I ended up winning Team Member of the Year award, when I'm worried about not having a job. So that was pretty cool and totally unexpected. Yeah, I was actually on stage giving out the awards when I won the award. So
hey, it's a short walk. Ladies and gentlemen, David Ayers.
Yeah, that's essentially how it how it transpired. So yeah, I was totally shocked by that because why would they have you on stage handing out the awards when? And I was actually
probably
manipulating.
Because they knew you wouldn't walk up and get it. That's probably what they were doing. They gave you a task that they figured, well, David's the job guy. He'll do every job. I'll put him a job that puts him on stage, and then he can't walk away.
Right. So that was really cool. It's always good to be recognized at your place of employment for all the time, effort, energy, and care you put into, growing a business and seeing it thrive. And I'm pretty excited about the stuff we got going on now, and hopefully we can continue to, build on what we're doing there.
That's fantastic. And then I guess for people that don't know is, you're in a business that it's not going to go out of business anytime soon. Like for every time there's a natural disaster, for every time there's flooding, for every broken pipe and off the way, random water event, your company are going to be there. Yeah,
there's always going to be this industry. Now, people that have been in the industry for a long period of time, like me, like a couple decades, every day is getting, because we deal primarily with homeowners insurance. It's getting harder and harder every single day to make it, and they've made it harder and harder every single day for the technicians in the field to do what's being asked of them. So, my job every day going into work is to make those guys' job easier. I don't always feel like I'm successful at accomplishing that because, we're on a bunch of different insurance carrier programs, third-party administrator programs where they want you to do crazy stuff like, take a picture of a trash bag. And if you don't take a picture of every trash bag, you can't charge for those trash bags. It's like that stuff didn't disappear out of the house. You can clearly tell it was there and you can clearly tell it's gone. But you're telling me if I don't take a picture of that trash bag, you're not going to pay me for it.
No, because somebody along the way who wasn't you took advantage of the system, took somebody for a lot of money, and now that's their answer, which is let's punish everyone because of one person.
Yeah, when I first started, we were writing everything down on paper and faxing it to the office. We were doing hand-drawn sketches. Yeah, and the pages get stuck together. You'd have to actually sit there and watch the pages go through the fax machine to see if they got stuck together or not. And then if they got
That's
stuck together,
awesome.
you have to start all over again.
You're the old guy now.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I remember when there were fax machines.
There was
Shut up, Unc.
not the current company I work for, but the company before that. We would actually take Polaroid pictures, put them in an envelope, and mail them to the client.
Yeah, that's impressive. That is some old shit.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it feels like just yesterday.
Yes, it does.
Oh my gosh.
And I joked and I said one day, because, these programs constantly want more and more information and data. And I joked and I said that one day they're going to make us put webcams on our head and like they do with cops, like chest cams.
It's coming.
It's definitely coming. Now we do these, it's not exactly webcams, but there's these two companies that you do the 360 imaging each day that you're there, and now artificial intelligence is taking those daily images and turning those into estimates and building scopes and narratives on what you're doing. And I'm like, this is creepy.
The amount of cameras is absolutely phenomenal. And I still wonder how certain things happen anymore. They're like, oh, this person disappeared. I'm like, how? How do you go outside and not be on a camera somewhere? We're having the back and forth of, all right, so it's hard to say. So when you're like the police officers or whatever, if you're on a police officer camera, I guess there's no need to have a release form or something like that, but you just can't go up and just videotape anybody you want without some sort of implied or expressed consent. Now and then we've slowly put cameras around all of our stations, and now the ambulances are getting cameras on the inside to protect patient care. But I'm like, at what point are we pushing that envelope of, oh, hey, listen, we're going to have people on camera that aren't going to either know or want to be on camera. How does that work? And we're starting to delve into this legal fog of just we're not really sure how this is going to go, so we're going to do it until we get caught. And that's kind of the way that's starting right now in my industry.
I thought you were in public. There's a public applied
because street cams, right? Everybody's on a street camera at one point or another. Because in the big cities, New York, Chicago, they have facial recognition in the street cameras, and they're popping you all day long. We had an attempted abduction. Now I say that with an asterisk, right? Because it wasn't a kidnapper. It was a divorced set of parents, and the wrong parent took the kid on the weekend and said, "No, I'm taking my daughter on the weekend," and he left. They caught him before he could get out of the city because of the cameras with the license plate recognition. They were scanning the license plates of all the intersections, and he didn't make it halfway out the city before they figured out where he was and got him. I mean, I'm like, that is absolutely impressive because it's license plate scanning. You're just, and it tripped it. The computer could track it. Boop, boop, boop. There he is. And they went and they were able to pull him over even before he got out of the city.
Yep, we're in the future. What is that one movie? It's like Eagle Eye. I don't know if you ever watched that movie, but
I don't watch movies. I was in a discussion earlier today at lunch and hey, you know that movie? I went, no, I don't do movies. If it's Shawshank Redemption, Pirates of the Caribbean series, I've watched most of the Saws, and I think that's really about it.
With all that free time, you could watch movies.
I don't. If I'm going to sit still for 3 hours, I'm not going to watch a movie. I saw Titanic. That was the longest movie, and then you know how it ends. If I'm going to sit still for that long, I could be doing something else. The kids that work there, they get me on this one. They turn on, I guess TNT every weekday has Harry Potter on it all day long. So every meal for all the lunches and most of the dinners, Harry Potter will be on the TV. So I've probably seen all the Harry Potter movies just 45 minutes at a time in different chunks. But I'm like, oh, good. Nerd Wizard stuff is on. Who cares?
I care.
I mean, it's awesome because if you're a Harry Potter fan, that amusement park was fantastic. My experience was, I guess they gave people the wands. I guess there's a thing with the wands.
Yeah.
And you can go on and point it and it does things. And people are losing their minds. Look at this thing with the wands. And I went, okay, I just gave somebody else my wand. I was like, I don't need it. I'm good. But then I did get to the fact is there was a roller coaster. Did you go to the roller coaster where the building has the dragon on the top of it?
I think
you walk through the bank.
That's in another, because we went to Universal, yeah. I believe, and I believe that part, because there's like 3 or 4 different parks.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm probably going to get flamed in the comments for not knowing this, but that section of the Harry Potter universe or whatever is in a different park.
Okay. Well, that was the part that I got to go to. And it was there was this big white building and it has a dragon that shoots fire every half an hour or whatever. And it's a roller coaster, and you go in there and you walk through what appears to be a bank with troll guys working behind the bank, in the bank things as the tellers. And then you walk through the line, and it was a pretty cool roller coaster. But I'm like, I don't know any of these characters. I don't know what I'm watching.
I think that's called Gringotts.
Sure, that sounds right. The thing is, I never took the time to learn it. It's very in depth too. Like it's what 4 or 5 full length books of hundreds of pages at a time.
Oh, the book! I tried to read the books, and they're in such detail that I had to stop them because, like, the movies are 2-3 hours long, and you think that's in depth. The books are like 20 hours long each.
Yeah.
And they're going into in depth about the ingredients and the potion. I'm like, I don't need to know how many frogs and
Those are trivia questions. When you go on a cruise, those are the trivia questions. Well, it was J.K. Rowling was a homeless woman or something, wasn't she? Like she was homeless when she made that series up.
I'm not sure, but I'm sure she's not homeless now.
Well, I guess she said some pretty horrible things, and then they canceled her. So I don't know what her deal is now, but
yeah. I think she's. I think the LGBTQ community is a little upset with her about something, but I'm not up to speed. I'm
not either, and to be honest with you, I'm kind of fine not being up to speed on it. I think our lives are pretty good right now. Full-time work, weekend podcast when we can, and just trying to hold our heads above water most days, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I went fishing last weekend too, so I forgot
that's awesome.
Put that in my list of things to talk about.
Did you notice, like, with Facebook there, and I participate a lot with Facebook with the podcast. All the anniversaries come up. Hey, it's been 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and all of a sudden, pictures of you and me from 15 years ago going fishing started to show up on my feed, and I'm like, oh, it's another one. It was just the other day we did this, and now all of a sudden it's 15 years later.
Yeah, that one I reposted the other day of 12 years later, that was actually the picture from that Wounded Warrior Redfish tournament.
Yes, and we lost that by a lot.
I missed that by 1/4 of an inch because my fish died and it stretched out after it died. Yep. And then I nearly went to jail.
Yep.
Because I had an illegal fish.
Yep. Yeah, that was a day. And I didn't catch anything at all, which is my normal MO for fishing tournaments.
That was my first and last fishing tournament because I was like, this takes the fun out of fishing.
It does. It does. And yeah, you've always had a hell of a good knack for fishing too. I mean, we used to go out there with the kayaks and you would pull in these trophy fish just by sitting still for hours at a time. I'm over there paddling and moving and you just parked it and sit.
Yeah, soak some ladyfish under the mangroves.
Mm-hmm.
And have a Diet Coke.
And there you go.
Oh. We got to go back out there to that same spot because I used to... Every time I would catch one big redfish at that one creek mouth.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was out of Pineland Marina, I think, right? That was Pineland, and you just get out of there and hook. It was.
I think it was before the marina itself. There was a little spot for just kayaks, I believe.
Yep. So yeah, that one only has, and still to this day, even though it's insanely popular, only has 5 parking spaces. So, yeah, for anybody wanting to go fishing, and you might as well try, because by the time Dave and I get back out there, you might as well go yourself. You're looking at Pineland Marina on a map, and then just due south of it is a little cutaway in the road where it's kind of county property, and they just figured, okay, you can put your kayaks in here, and it's only big enough for 5 cars, maybe with trailers, and that's it. That's all you get. They could make it wider. They're not going to. Don't ask. And that's where you go out. So if those 5 spots are full... I just pay the $20 because that's what it takes you to park your vehicle, and you can put as many kayaks as you want in that vehicle. You and I could take both of our kayaks, put it right in there in a nice launch that goes over the water, and you don't have to get muddy, and you don't have any of that horse shit, and you can just get out, and you go to the same place in like an extra 2.5 minutes. It's not a big deal. But I was telling Lori, that is where I want my ashes spread. I want my ashes spread in that Pine Island Sound area.
I will remember that if I outlive you, but I doubt I will.
No, I don't. It's been a health week there at the Spinners, man. It's all of a sudden we're all starting to figure out we all got bad tickers. So we'll see how all that goes. But yeah, if you outlive me, that's what it is. So Lori already knows, but so
Yeah,
she knows
mine's similar. I want to I think I've mentioned
you
this on
did.
the podcast
Yours was on
before.
a different episode. Yeah, we went through yours.
Yeah,
With
up the Peace
Pantera music.
River,
Yeah.
Pantera Cemetery Gates, 5:30 in the morning, or right before the sun, or right after the sun comes up at the Peace River. Like there's all these little fog tornadoes, and it's the coolest experience on the planet.
Yep.
Going up the Peace River first thing in the morning, before the sun comes up and burns the fog off the river. Like
that's where you're going.
There's nothing like it on the planet.
Yep.
And that's where I want to go.
No,
Maybe half out there and half in Tennessee on the property if we still have it then. If not, it can all go up the Peace River.
Well, I can tell you, if you're going first, she's putting it on the market. She's not going to live up there.
No.
No.
But me and Rusty own that together, so she'll have
there you go. Yeah, Rusty will have it. He
It'll,
can put you on one next to them weird Civil War child graves that you guys have up there.
yeah, we do. It is kind of creepy that we have dead bodies.
Yeah, that's all right. It helps with the fertilizer.
But that property's gone up a ton in value. It's like 5x'd and since we bought it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. There's only so much land. I mean, really, if you think about it, that real estate really is, at the end of the day, the greatest of all investments, because there is only so much. You cannot make more. So what are you going to do? It only can go up in value.
Yeah, you just have to find something that you could hold on to long enough that the taxes don't outweigh the profits over time.
Yeah, yeah. Or, if you're just going to live there and that's just where you live. But like yours is, fantastic because it's recreational.
Yep, we go up there and do some hunting. So back to your dad, what sounded like you said Pops has a tick in his ticker?
Yeah, I guess what happens is, a lifetime of drinking beer and eating cheese and crackers, it catches up to you. My sister is very big into genealogy. And because of that, she knows everybody in the family's backstory for longer than I could even pretend to care. And being that she knows all this stuff, she's like, yeah, everybody goes and dies of like heart issues. And even in my own life, and by not paying attention, so on my dad's side, his father died of a heart attack. His mother died of hardened arteries. My cousin, who is his brother's kid, died at my age right now, 49, of a heart attack while working as a firefighter. And now, I said, now he's having heart issues, and now I'm looking at it going, oh, son of a bitch. What am I, I got to start really looking at this stuff, because I asked him yesterday, I'm like, all right, so what would you have done different had you known all the stuff that apparently you didn't know? Like, what kind of checkups, what kind of things can you look for? And besides, like I get special physicals because of my job, but even with my special physicals, I'm not confident that they're measuring the stuff that, he just has clogged arteries. So I'm like, well, what the hell is that? So it's been a stressful couple of days, because I'm like, I want to take care of him. I want to make sure he's okay. I got to try to make sure everything. But then I'm looking at myself going, I'm only 20 years behind him. It's like, did something already happen I don't even know about? So that's
and
kind of freaky.
a lot of that stuff is not environmental as far as what you're eating and drinking. A lot of that's just genetics.
Yeah, which is not good news.
Well, maybe for you.
Well, if I could just eat a few salads and get it out of the way, then I'm in. But
no, but you're smart, and you get the checkups. They can do the ultrasounds on your heart and make sure that everything's flowing good. And I mean, even with him, how did he find out that he had this issue?
He was out working in the yard and got really short of breath more than usual, and it kept coming up and coming up and coming up. And he's like, man, I just don't feel right. I should go see a doctor. And then they went in and they took a look. And they're like, yeah, they're clogged. All of them. Like across the board. It's not even like, hey, there's one bad one. It's all of them. So
is he going to have like a quadruple bypass, or?
We don't know yet. It's all up. They took a bunch of notes. They can't do the stents. So they're going to go send it off to a surgeon. And the surgeon's going to look it over, make some decisions, and let him know. And he's at the mercy of people he's never met, which is kind of freaky for him too. So.
Yeah, I think we're all going to be at the mercy of somebody we don't know at some point.
And that is, and like moments like these, and I think you and I especially, I know you and I have talked about it a lot over the years, where like life is quantitative. 100 years from now, you, me, and everybody listening to this show, as it's going to be let out tonight, will all be dead within 100 years. So once you accept that, you're just starting to negotiate the time in the middle. And it really gets to be kind of like, it turns into a mental game of like, all right, don't get too hung up on the fact that you're not going to be here forever. Let's go ahead and do good things while we're here and try not to think about it as much. But, like I'm sitting there, I'm looking at it and, every year of 10 is what I'll call it, right? So when you're a teenager in your 10s years, everything is fun. And then in your 20s, you got to start learning how to be an adult. And then your 30s, you got to start buckling down. And then your 40s, you better be buckling down. And now I'm getting into the 50s and I'm like, oh God, there's not many more of these 10s left. And part of my job at work is as a pension trustee is that we forecast when people are going to die. People die in my line of work. It's 86 for women and 83 for men. And that's when we think, and that's on average, it's when you die. And I'm like, oh God, I'm going to be coming up at 50. That's only 23 years left. I've been in Florida 20 something years. Like, so you're telling me the amount of time since I moved to Florida to today is the same amount of time I have left until I'm gone forever? Then you start getting nervous and then the wheels start turning and then it gets to be an animal that's not so much fun.
Yeah, but if you think about it from another perspective, you've been, the amount of things that you've done since you've been in Florida have been significant.
Yeah.
There's, we got the Winn-Dixie, the BJ days, the whole career where you could retire as a firefighter. Yeah. There's a whole lifetime of stuff in there. So it's not all negative.
And then there's that weird little list of things you still want to do. So that's where this comes in. That's where this podcast is from. I always want to be on the radio. And since radio's dying in and of itself, I might as well go ahead and, do this. But it's freaky. You're like all of a sudden, and the thing too is that you feel different. Like the things like I just talked about earlier, where like we stayed up all night and we partied and we had fun and you did school and work and you went back to partying and you never had to rest. I can't go and mow the yard without wanting to have a rest anymore, and that's you're like, oh God. So it's your body slows down, but your brain doesn't. And there's this separation where in my mind, I promise you, I'm still 27. I'm still 27 in my brain, but my body does not keep up like it used to.
Yeah, my body, since I've lost weight, I actually feel better than I did before. So I guess I do have ailments like my eye issues and, there's definitely, having glaucoma at the ripe age of 42.
Yeah.
So
parts you need too. Like, I don't care if my appendix falls out. That thing doesn't do anything anyway, but your eyeballs, you kind of need.
Oh yeah. There was some fear there of, they're like, you got to take these drops every night and these drops burn your eyeballs. And I'm like, well, what if I just don't do it? They're like, how much do you enjoy seeing?
Yeah.
And I'm like, a lot. Yeah. And they're like, well, yeah, put these drops in your eyes.
And then did you ever take a half a second to think of all the people that had to lose their vision to come up with that diagnosis? Like, this person has a problem. Oh, we should try treating it. Oh, this person has the same problem. Oh, what if we put these drops in their eyes? Oh, that didn't work. Well, they're just blind and dead. Move on to the next trial. And you got the idea that worked, which is there's probably hundreds of people behind you that it didn't work for.
Yeah.
Well, that's like even with modern medicine. I'm like, for my dad's thing with the stents, that's an outpatient thing. You go into an office, they're going to put a tube in your wrist, and then one of your buddies had it. They put a tube in your wrist, they go into your heart, and they put in these valve openers, and it's like, and then just go home. Go home, have a great day. How the hell did we get to the Civil War where you bit a stick so they cut your foot off, and now we're putting things in your wrist to fix your heart, and it's no big deal.
Yeah, my buddy Billy, that I'm actually, after this podcast is over, I'm going over to his mom's house to sit out by the pool and have barbecue.
Oh, that's excellent.
But yeah, he had a heart attack. He's probably your age. I think he's your age. He's a little bit older than me.
Yeah. And
went to the hospital, and they took some sort of blood test, and they're like, it was super elevated. They're like, yeah, you're definitely having some sort of there's like a stress test or something, and they kept taking it, and they're like, the levels kept going up. They're like, yeah, you're definitely having a heart attack. Yep. So they took him in there, scanned his heart, and he had a 100% blockage in one of the valves, and he actually had a vein that grew on its own and bypassed itself.
Holy shit.
So his body created its own bypass.
That's
and they
amazing.
if his body didn't do that, he 100% would be dead.
Wow.
And
That's impressive.
And I don't have a lot of friends, but I have very good friends. I have maybe like 10 people that I consider almost like best friends, and you're one of them. He's another one of them, and he's he's wired totally different than me and you, and it's amazing because he's like my fun friend. He makes sure that I have fun and don't worry about stuff and get out and do things. And
yes, and he's
like
right.
Today,
he's absolutely right.
Yeah, he like every weekend he's like, I don't want you working. Like, come do something. Like the past, we built a new high-tech deer blind at his house for the past couple months. That's got security camera. It's over the top.
Is that the shed-looking thing I saw you guys were building? That thing is awesome.
Yeah, it's a double-sided deer blind with, it's fully insulated.
How does he not have a business just doing that? That's awesome.
He's super talented. He helped me build, this bourbon bar that's behind me here. Mm-hmm. One of the most talented people I've ever met in my life. But back to the heart attack story. He goes to the hospital. He's not super concerned because it's Billy. Mm-hmm. They're, he's awake the whole time. Like you said, they stick, a camera in his vein, and he's watching it happen as they're doing it. They've got a camera, and they're driving this thing from his arm to his heart to put the stent in. And he's like cutting the rug with the nurses and acting a fool, and nearly just died. And he's in there just,
Yeah, what a gift though to be able to keep your cool and be like, that is.
That's
awesome.
I tell him that almost every time I'm with him, because I'm like, dude, you have a gift of not giving a shit.
Yeah. Like I think you and I are the opposite. I think we just care over the top too much and burn ourselves out.
Yep, that's exactly. I had that conversation with two of my supervisors this Friday. They're like, you need to. I'm sure that's a rare conversation for supervisors to have with employees. Is you need to chill out and do less.
Yeah,
but that's just not the way I'm wired.
No, me either. But that's the reason why you're successful. That's the reason why I've been as fortunate as I have, is because we are surrounded in a world of mediocrity, and we do not accept that, and that is why we rise to the top.
Yep, and it's so easy to outwork people in Excel nowadays because now we got to worry about AI, but hopefully by the time that thing gets fully throttled, we'll be retired.
The AI takeover will be swift, and we will be fine with it because there's going to be pictures of big boobs somewhere that we click on. It's going to be, it's just absolutely amazing. AI does so much for us right now. We're just sitting back going, this is awesome. And they're going to come in and go, we're your overlords. Okay, but can you tell me what the recipes are for the next 6 months? Yes. Okay, cool. We're good with it.
Yeah, it's coming. Like, we use it a lot at work, and there's a lot of people that have resistance to it, but I'm like, I'm not going to stop it. You're not going to stop it. So you might as well try to learn how to harness it while it's here to better what you're doing, so you look better at your job. Because we interviewed people this week, and one of the questions was, what's your thoughts on technology, and would you adopt AI? And if, we look at them and not of a high light if they say no, that they want to be resistant to technology and change.
Yeah.
Because,
or I'd even could you rephrase the question to say, like, give me an example of a time you've interacted with AI. What was the actual, what was the situation? What did you do? And what was the result? And then see what they say. Because if they go, I never did AI, then you're just, you're good. But if they give you a detailed answer, well, yeah, I was involved in this project and had this AI and I used it here and then I did this. That's the guy. That's the guy or girl you want.
Yeah, I got prompts, and I use it in spreadsheets and Excel sheets and make dashboards. And
I just put some in my presentation. Actually, the cover to this book is AI. I said, make me a thing of a firefighter climbing a clock, the firefighter's holding a briefcase and wearing a suit. They did all that.
Yeah,
it's very low graphics, but
I don't. That does not bother me in the slightest. But there are literal people out there now that are like cancel culture of AI. Where they're saying, by you doing that, took money out of some graphic designer's revenue,
Talk to me about music artists. The music that AI can make at the click of a button is really good. Really good. Like we make fun of each other at work and we write songs about each other, and AI does it all, and they are good songs.
Yeah.
My God, they're good songs. And I'm like, yeah, as a songwriter, you're just not going to be able to keep up. So what do? I mean, radio stations, right? Radio jobs like I'm looking for, they've been taken over. It's AI doing the commercials, doing the segments. They're the voice that you hear, and you can tell it's the AI voice because it's the same tone and the same voice that's behind it. But I'm like, that's it. That's why pay a human to do what I could have the computer do for $0.
I think there'll be a point where there's going to be a market for non-AI products, or it's going to be
like a holistic product almost.
Yeah, even like on YouTube, like if you look up any topic, now you have to sort through 10 AI generated videos before you get to one actual human that's,
Yep.
It's Bob on his couch talking about how to save money.
Yes.
Or you want to change the fuel filter on your 1993 Toyota Camry or something.
Right.
It's 12 AI videos to one human. But I think in the future, there's going to be a category for actual human-made content that's not AI.
Yeah, that would be good. I mean, because even if what you and I are doing today, this afternoon, this program on Riverside FM has AI, and the AI goes through our whole show. As soon as I hit the go button, it cleans it up. It cleans up the audio, and it's going to make me clips. I don't even have to make clips. I don't have to do any of the editing. It's all done. I'm like, it's so easy.
Well, the other crazy thing is we have hundreds of hours of recorded shows already.
Yeah.
You could upload all those into AI.
Yep.
And say, create a show. Like we could create a list of topics like we did today of what we want to talk about. And they could use our voices, our speech cadence, and everything, and just auto-generate a show with our voices. And it would sound very natural.
I would give myself bigger muscles. I'd be like,
yeah. Me too.
Look at me. Yeah, fake tough guy. But you know what? It'll be fine. It'll I don't care.
And then if we all end up on, what is it, universal basic income, where, AI and robots take all the jobs and we have to sit back and write songs and paint paintings and enjoy life as being humans, and so be it.
So be it.
So.
Well, Dave, I've enjoyed very much our time together today. As we are over an hour into this show, and you have a pool to go sit next to.
Yes, I do. I got to go eat some barbecue.
All right, brother. Well, hey, man, thank you so much for hanging out. Your equipment works great, which is a great sign for the future. So we got lots of good stuff coming up, and the summer is upon us. But, no, thank you so much for hanging out, man. This has been awesome.
Thanks for having me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the first... Oh, shit. Never mind. I messed up the thing. The first day of June is tomorrow. With that being said, I'm Jason.
And I'm David.
It's been a very terrible podcast.